So Mizzou.
Right.
You talk about it all the time.
I do.
What is it like? What did you learn at Mizzou? How did Mizzou get to you where you are? Get you where you are today? You know?
Yeah. I mean, Mizzou. I owe everything to Mizzou. Like, you figure, in the 4th grade, I knew I wanted to write about video games, and so my parents and me, being a 4th grader, didn't understand how you do that. How do you set someone on a career path like that? Keep in mind now, I know this is crazy for all you youngins out there. There was no internet, so there was no way to figure out exactly how to do it. No, at this point, you know, EGM and GamePro, it's still, people aren't taking them seriously. There's not like there's no packs, there's no panels or nothing like this. So my parents said, I guess journalism, you know what I mean? Like, that would be, it's a magazine, people write for magazines, journalists write for magazines. We'll do that. And so when you get on that path, as I did, eventually you get to high school where I'm running both the papers from my high school. And a professor came over and handed me a pamphlet and said, hey, if you're serious about this journalism thing, you should look into this program. And it was on the front, it was Mizzou's journalism summer camp or whatever. And I flipped it over and I looked at the prices and I went, ha-ha, yeah, no, but thanks, maybe I'll look into it for college. And so when college came around, Mizzou was still at the top of the list and, you know, the top of the journalism world. And my thought was, I will go to Mizzou, I will get a degree in magazine journalism, and I'll be able to write my own ticket. Go to EGM, go to GamePro, go anywhere I want, Game Informer, and I will come down like Moses with the 10 Commandments, and they will be like, what? This man has a degree from Mizzou and he wants to write about games? Yes, sir, come write for us. Didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
No, I graduate and nobody touched me with a 10-foot pole, and I have to actually go out there and prove that I could do it. And so I went to work for the Columbia Daily Tribune, for a year and a half. And what happened is, a year in, they finally caved. And we're like, hey, all right, fine, stop asking for a video game column and a video game blog, because they were doing a lot of blog stuff.
Yeah.
And they gave it to me. And so they didn't know it, but I went from being their general assignment reporter to being their video game reporter. And they were like, no, you're still the general assignment reporter. I'm like, but I'm a video game reporter. Like, run away. Yeah. And so I wrote in the blog every day about video game, taking national video game news and making it for Columbia. And then I did a more broad column for the paper every week about video games. And after doing 6 months of that, I applied at IGN. And they contacted me, interviewed me, and hired me within 24 hours. So literally overnight, all my dreams came true, and I tore up my life and moved out there. And when I got there, I said to them, like, what changed? Like, I had my Gmail account after they shut down my .edu account. Remember, if you have a .edu account, Microsoft will give you Office for free. I looked at the Gmail, and I had 13 attempts to get hired at IGN in a year and a half window. And it wasn't until the 13th attempt where I got hired that I got any kind of response. The rest just went into the black hole and I never heard anything. So like, what changed? Why suddenly did you snap me up in 24 hours, but before didn't even give me a, hey, thanks for submitting, but we're not ready. And my boss at the time looked at it and said, well, it's just because you proved you could do it. Before you had all these clips from, Vox or from the Maneater or from the Missourian, and they were these hodgepodges of, you talk about games here, but then it's 3 months till your next video game article, and then it's 6 months until there's a review of The Sims 2, and so on and so forth. Whereas once I got the blog and I was writing every day, I was showing that I had a voice, and I knew what I was talking about, and I was educated, and I could speak on this.